Alright, so this is just a simple pulley system in which we have two masses suspended. We have mass 1 is 3 kilograms, mass 2 is 12 kilograms. So we want to go ahead and figure out what forces are acting on the system. So I'm going to label this as one weight. So I'm going to draw this as, this is 30 newtons down. This component is a lot bigger. So trying to show that it's significantly different, right? And then I also have tension, and because I only have one string, this tension is equal to that tension. So a sample problem like this would be to find, we can find the net force. That's one thing we can do. We can find the acceleration of the system. I could ask you about the acceleration of M2, or I could ask you just about the acceleration of M1. M1 will accelerate with the system. So, you know, if I say find the acceleration of M1, that should not throw you off. It's just the acceleration, just like we've done before, where you take the net force and the mass total, because M1 will move according to the system, because it's attached to the system. So that should not factor in. I could also ask you to find the tension in the system. Okay, so those are three possibilities. The next thing before we move on, so we've labeled all of our forces, we also need to look at the directionality. So I'm sure you're going to want me to do it this way, but I'm going to do it this way and say, alright, so the system's going to actually move like this, just to make you angry. So we have positive is going up. Just got to keep you on your toes, right? You can't choose incorrectly here. Alright, so now we're going to do F net equals MA. So we say F net equals MA. We have 30 newtons in the down direction. The down direction, look at your arrows. They are both positive. So we start over here. It doesn't matter which side you start on. You're going to be adding negatives or adding positives, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll say positive 30 newtons. Okay, look at my tension. My tension is up, but this side is down as positive. So this is minus T. Go follow your rope. You're on this side, this is up. This is defined as up. So positive T equals our mass. Now we're looking at total, net force is total force. We're looking at the total mass. So we're looking at 3 plus 12 is 15 times A. Okay? Oops, this is actually, we forgot our weight over here. This is down, this is positive going up, so this is minus 120. How could I forget that? Okay, so our T's cancel. We have positive 30 newtons minus 120 equals 15 kilograms times A. This is going to be a negative 90. 15 times A, divide by 15. Divide by 15. Remember that a newton is really kilogram times meter per second squared. So this is going to be negative 6, doing this in my head, negative 6 meters per second squared is A. So what that tells us is that we actually chose the wrong way. We said positive, it's going to fall this way. That way it's going to be the directionality, but it's actually going the other way that we thought, which is fine. We're just going to keep using that negative. So that is our acceleration. Our net force, by the way we calculated, was 90, negative 90, so our net force is negative 90 according to this problem. Our acceleration, I'm just writing in the answers here so you can make sure you see that. We're going to find the tension, so it doesn't matter, we're just going to pick one of the boxes. So I'm going to choose this box and show this workout here, okay? So I'm going to do F net equals MA again. So I have a positive 30 newtons because this is down, down is positive on this side. minus T equals the mass of just the mass 1, which is 3, times the acceleration of the system, which I found to be negative 6 meters per second squared. Notice that if this is negative, you have to use the negative there. Okay, don't just drop the negative because you're like, oh, it's supposed to be positive. No, you've already defined your system the opposite direction. So make sure you just keep what you have, keep the negative. Okay, when you plug in, this is really negative 18 kilogram times meter per second squared is Newton equals negative T, and this is positive 30. Subtract 30 newtons on both sides. Negative T equals negative 48 newtons, so T equals 48 newtons. And you're done. Remember that tension can only be positive, and the reason that tension can only be positive is because negative means it could push something down. We're actually saying that it's holding that object back.